Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. We're going to do a little bit more work with the angels like we did last week. But before we get rolling, let's have you close your eyes and let's reflect. And as you reflect, think of an area of healing or prayer you'd like to offer up. And silently affirm, I am surrounded by the pure white light. Only good comes to me. Only good goes from me. Now, one of the things that I kind of want to have this ongoing discussion about angels and like why to work with them and even why now. You know, you could say it's about external situations, things going on in the world, but no matter what's going on in the world, it's always a good time to work with angels. And when we look at the body's ability to heal itself, like its ability to go into rest and repair mode, you know, we've talked about both in the books from Astara and the things that we've done in streaming sessions about how it's a type of vagal tone. It's the vagus nerve that comes down, and it's not all those mechanisms, but it's a good indicator. And in stressful times in our lives or stressful times going in the world, it's easy to go into fight flight. And so then we start spending time going, okay, how do I reduce this stress? How do I reduce this anxiety? How do I reduce this kind of discomfort that might come from the things going on in the world? And so we try to get to a place where we find our center and we feel a little more relaxed, which is good. But why angels? And you could say, starting to bring your body into a better place of rest and repair is also tied to the intuitive mind. It's not your everyday mind. It's not the mind of the senses. It's not the part of the mind that is associated with what you would call the citizen, the one that's got to go through and drive a car and go to the store and balance out a checkbook and those kinds of things. It's tied to more of who we are on the inside and kind of what starts to happen to us at night when the sun goes down and we start shifting our gears and contemplating or reflecting or relaxing, whatever it might be. Angels kind of help take that a little bit deeper. And you could say that, I mean, it's a funny way to say it, but angels almost help us to be smarter or a better person. Because if we think about the idea of what is intelligence, in mystical practices, what they refer to as intelligence or intelligences are things like angels, things like planetary influences, even the ideas of like deities. They're kinds of intelligences. And, the thing from the mind of the citizen is we think we're the source of, making things happen and um, you know, that part of the mind thinks it's really, really smart, right? When really it's more of a vessel, right? Both sides of the mind, intellect and intuition, are more of a vessel of either our lower nature or something greater, like the soul or the divine. And depending on how we parent our brain, right? Depending on how we parent our brain and cultivate habits and ways of thinking, we're either more affiliated with this stress thinking of the lower nature, or we're aligned more with the potential of intuition, right? And we're not really ever all of one or the other. There's always a little bit of both, right? But we want to tip the scales a little bit more of being more towards the divine, because it literally is what is meant is walking in the light. That ability to reach outside the intellectual mind, reach outside of our normal everyday experiences or the experiences of our past, and the opinions of the world and the collective unconscious and all these kinds of things. And so uh, angels help bring in intelligence. They are a kind of intelligence, they're an energy with consciousness. So when we see people who are geniuses, when we see people who are really able to process a lot of information, or have this big breakthrough in whatever industry they have, or they're real innovators, they're not really coming up with these things on their own. They're really being a vessel for something much bigger than themselves, you know. And be it that we're trying to heal ourselves or heal the people around us, that we're just trying to find some peace, that we want to be a vessel of light in the world just because of what we see or an act of service. Working with angels is a way to become much more intelligent, much more intuitive, and it's a deeper way of healing ourselves and also healing the people around us. Just as being a vessel, it just kind of shines the light into areas that need it. You know, anytime you see areas of chaos, another way of saying that is it's just an area that lacks light. That's all it is, you know. And so today I thought we'd work with an angel who I actually really like this angel. It's the angel Kafziel. Kafziel. And the name Kafziel means the hand of God. It also means like divine guidance or divine intervention, God's hand, some version of that. And so it's associated with wisdom and reflection. It's also an angel associated with solitude and meditation. It's an angel associated with guiding us to deeper emotional healing and emotional processing. And it's an angel associated with um, when we transition in different areas of our life, when we shift from one thing to the next. Kafziel can be an incredible guide there. And when we look at an ever changing world, the world is changing at a very rapid rate. Whether we like it or not, we're in a transition, you know, both as a culture, as a world community, but also ourselves as an individual. We're in a transition, whether we chose it or not. And so last week we talked about the different ways to work an angel, and we talked about how each area impacts the brain. And the very first area that we're going to work is invocation, where we say a silent little prayer for a deeper connection to the angel, or we ask the angel for some sort of guidance or healing. And so, what I'd like you to do is just close your eyes. And again, you're reflecting on areas of healing in your life. And I'm going to start the invocation, and then you're going to tailor it specifically to yourself. To the angel Kafziel, thank you for your presence. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for helping me to be a better version of myself. Having the courage and strength to embrace that which is within and not to turn my back on the light within. Thank you for helping me to heal. Thank you for helping me to reflect. Thank you for helping me to go with the flow of life, to not get pulled down into a state of degeneration and losing myself because of what is happening around me. Go ahead and say a few words internally, quietly, in the invocation. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for helping me to become a vessel of divine light, of divine intelligence. So be it, so be it, so be it. And just be still. Now, to impact the front side of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, It's associated with decision making and emotional learning and other executive functions. We're going to use Kafziel as a mantra, breaking each syllable up as part of the mantra. So we're going to say Kaf, Z, L. So watch me for a moment and then we'll follow along together. Kaf, Z, L. Kaf, Z, L. Kaf, Z, L. Kaf, Z, L. So Kaf, K-A-F, and then Z-I, and then E-L. Okay, so let's do it together. Just get into the rhythm. It's better to be, we're not toning, we're doing mantra. Okay, you ready? Kaf, Z, L. 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 And then be still for a moment. Keep your eyes closed. It's important to let this incubate for a moment. And again, Kaf, Z, L. 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 Just be still. You're just being still. You're being aware. With chanting the mantra a few times, let's check in with your body. Where do you feel something in your body? Do you feel it in your jaws, in your head, in your back? Wherever it is, let's just observe that area in your body. Be aware of that area of your body. Be aware of the front of your brain. Just observe and practice awareness on the front of your brain. Let that go. And again, let's do the mantra. Kaf ZL. 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 Just be still. So I'm going to try a slightly different rhythm. Ready? Kaf ZL, 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 Kafziel, 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 Kafziel. Just be still, be aware. So we're going to move to the next streaming session, the mystic vibration. And there we're going to start with toning the angel's name. So we'll be toning that angel's name all together. So hope you can join us. Take care.